I'm doing the Dreamcatcher star.
Oh, I thought you were doing like some like Naruto like.
No, I am so Dreamcatcher.
Oh, okay.
Include that.
Okay, sure. Well, we're in topic 4 now. And Umu came out of nowhere. So
Surprise.
if you guys don't know who Umu is somehow, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi, I am the channel runner of the YouTube called ReacttotheK, where we are known for classical musicians reacting to K-pop. Basically, we're all music majors at the Eastman School of Music in New York, and we are learning about classical music and music theory, and we also analyze K-pop music. Yay!
Yep. Yeah, definitely go check out their channel if you haven't, but I don't think anyone listens to us who hasn't at least checked it out.
Yeah, like 90, I'm pretty sure 90% of the people that found us through you.
Yeah. Also,
it's like, you're the gateway drug, basically.
I got you.
Yeah, last time you were on, you reviewed Vix and gave it like a 6, and we were all like, "What the hell?"
Because I go harder on the groups that I like
stuff
more.
You like. So yeah, expect Dreamcatcher to get a low score.
Except for us, we give a 6 to albums we hate.
Exactly. That's why we don't use a scale at all. It's like we use like 7 to 10. That's about it. And then if it's something we're like, "This is really bad," it's a 6. So that's why it threw us off.
Right.
And then we did a Tumblr thing that blew up. Popular K-pop opinions.
It's our most viewed video. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Somehow we did that before the trend caught on, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We jumped the trend basically, but
okay.
I'm trying to brag.
Yep. Okay, let's get into our review. So topic 4, we are reviewing Dreamcatcher's "Alone in the City" mini album. I think it's like their 4. Well, no, they had singles.
Yeah.
It's their 3rd. And it starts out with an intro, as all Dreamcatcher albums do. This one's creatively titled Intro. And this one's like, actually, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it fits their new Blade. So if you don't know, like, Dreamcatcher had their horror concept that they did for the last since they debuted. Now they're doing kind of like a Blade Runner type, like,
Cyberpunk 2077 concept.
And so I thought like the intro to this intro like fit that really well. And then it leads into like just a sweet guitar solo at the end because it's Dreamcatcher and you gotta have rock music.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a Dreamcatcher intro track that I've hated. If anything, our problem is why isn't this a full song? Like you give us this amazing music and you only give us like, I don't know, like how long is this? Like a minute and 6 seconds of intro track. So it's always that sort of reaction. It definitely like the intro tracks that they write for Dreamcatcher are very good because they're as like what an intro track is supposed to do. It's supposed to help set the mood for at least the single track, and they do a very good job of that. Like it's got the same sort of like I don't know, like, it's got the same sort of like keys that are going on in the background that are in What or very similar to What. So it does a good job of that, and like yeah, it definitely helps set the mood. I don't know, I just like I didn't really think like without watching the music or listening to the intro track before watching the music video for What first, it was just like, oh, it kind of sounds like a evil carnival thing because like there's friggin' like roller coasters going on in the background, and then there's like these like really like ominous chimes. I'm just like, am I gonna die? Is this like a haunted? Like, is this like Fright Fest at Six Flags or something like that? So yeah, it was definitely an interesting intro track.
Yeah, so for me, I like this a lot. Like right off the bat, it starts out like more like, I guess, industrial and like metallic than normal, I guess. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
Okay, so yeah. I like how you interpreted the sounds as roller coasters. I never even thought of that. The beginning sound effects I thought reminded me of train track noises, like, you know, the train going over, you know, the tracks, but it could also be roller coaster sounds. And so basically it is giving us that city feeling to start it off. And then I think the D, A sharp, G bell-like theme is kind of like a creepy minor take on like the da 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 da. even though like the intervals are totally different. I mean, like
what's the like the bell sound or
yeah, like the bell theme that every single bell plays wherever you are. I don't know, but I thought like it's just like instead. So let's say if the bell theme was in A major, it'd be. Or no, so that would be C. C major, it would go A, F, G, C, and then reverse C, G, A, F. But this theme, well, it isn't in the same key, but it would go D, A sharp, G. So it just has basically a bunch of half steps, which is creating that tension and that like scary, eerie dissonance.
That's an interesting sort of aspect of, because like when people, I know they do this a lot for like horror movie soundtracks or anything where they're trying to build that sort of tension, where they basically, a lot of what they do is they try to sort of take a familiar tune and then just like they basically try to like purposely mess it up in such a way so that it sounds very offsetting and disturbing, because like some sort of sounds or jingles are sort of like embedded, or they're basically just like white noise to us at a certain point. But if it's to the point where you're like, oh, that's wrong, like it definitely it builds more emotion inside the listener, definitely.
Exactly, and I also on top of that, I didn't check with a tune or anything, but I feel like this bell theme in the intro was out of tune, so that just, or like was wavering out of tune, so that just added to the creepy feeling. And then also, just like you guys were talking about, the intros never fail to create the vibe for the rest of the album. So I thought this did super, super good, and it just flows really nicely into the title track. And I love the guitar sound, like effects with like the throbbing and the added sounds and the way this track builds. And it just, it feels like it just keeps building until the second it ends.
Yeah.
So when it ends, you're like,
kind of like a roller coaster. It's like, oh, I'm going up. Oh, wait a second.
But then they just leave us before the drop, and then maybe what is the drop?
Yeah.
We just went to you probably heard, if you're listening to this, if you listen to topic 1, we just came back from Six Flags, so all I'm thinking about is roller coasters right now. Take me back, god damn it. Anyway,
nice, but yeah, that's all I have to say about the intro.
Okay, next we have What, which is the title track.
You what, mate?
And literally my first line of notes is Dreamcatcher doing Dreamcatcher stuff. But yeah, like they're just, it feels like they're just getting closer and closer to straight up like power and symphonic metal, which to me isn't a complaint because that's all I listened to before K-pop. And I love how intense the pre-chorus and chorus are. Like Xi'an's singing is just like so ridiculously powerful. And it contrasts with like the softer verses, which I liked a lot. And then also like along with that contrast, you have Dami's rap, like hard rap that goes into like the soft bridge. So I liked how they kept like going back and forth with that. Instrumentals are amazing as usual because it's just metal at this point. And I like the styling and choreo. The only thing negative to say about it was like the music video definitely had a lower budget than the previous ones, which is like kind of disappointing. Like the horror MVs like had so much horror and like atmosphere to them, where this like they barely did anything with the like Blade Runner city concept they're going for. Like they're just in city
SM
buildings.
box set.
It literally was an
box
SM box.
Yeah. So I kind of wish they went a little harder with like gave them a little bit more money and had like a little bit crazier of a music video. But I think the choreo, like I said, the choreo and styling, great.
I guess just to sort of follow up on your notes on just sort of the atmosphere. I mean, I think because after their last album, they're like, okay, we're done with Nightmare Concept. They're gonna completely change up the group. So I do like the song. I do like the song, just to preface. But I would say that just it sort of kind of ends up being a bit disappointing because like if you rob it of the visual aspect of it, you'd be like, if I listen to this like in like alongside like their older songs, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between what's like a Nightmare Concept and what's like the futuristic Blade Runner concept sort of thing. So just in terms of style, like I would have liked to see a bit more of an evolution, like again while maintaining that rock sound. That being said, again, it's still a great like sort of almost J-rock style track. again, just following up on what you're saying, Nate, about just sort of like the softness and the loudest. Basically, that's Jacob's favorite like thing. We call it the Foo Fighters syndrome, or like Dave Grohl syndrome, where basically like they just
sweat and they go. Wah!
Yeah, it's just they're very famous for just using almost like whisper, very soft verses, and then just he's basically screaming at the during the choruses. So it's just, again, that the play with dynamics again just makes the song more interesting. As for the Dami rap, I did enjoy the Dami rap, but there's a sick ass guitar solo in there that's just so like low you can barely hear it. I'm just like, why are you wasting this? It's like it's a sick guitar solo. Why aren't you giving this like this its own space to breathe? Yeah, that'd be my only. It's just minor complaints for this. I mean, I still enjoy this concept obviously, and I still enjoy their music, but I don't know. Just in terms of if I were to try to compare it to something like Fly High or just like the older songs, I don't know if I could just put it above just yet, but. Again, it's more Dreamcatcher, so I mean, by this point you should expect what kind of sound you should be or they'll be delivering from. So it definitely
until you get to the rest of the songs.
Yeah, until you get to the rest of the songs, yeah, which I was happy about. So like this minor complaint just ends up sort of getting overshadowed later on.
Yeah, so for me, like I'll still have to think about it, but it's definitely like top 1 or 2, I think, of their title tracks. Just due to the fact, like, they did pretty much exactly what I wanted them to do, is basically just nosedive into, like, harder rock sounds. The guitars were amazing in this. The vocals were really, really great. And basically, it's all I could ask for. The only complaint I guess I have is, again, with the music video, it wasn't really much of an innovation based upon, like, their last stuff. Even though they did have an SM box set, I think it did look really cool. It was like a water texture, but it was like a cube. I thought that was cool.
That was so cool.
Also, I thought their outfits were really nice in this music video, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see them breaking away from the uniformity of outfits. I think that just marks the era of the, Nightmare trilogy. Like, okay, the first year that we're a group, we're going to all wear the same thing. So we're like super K-pop, but also like rock. And now that they're breaking into their own outfits, I feel like it brings out, so much more personality of each member. Yeah. So I personally really appreciate that about this comeback. Again, I just really, really love that watery blue dance set and how huge the room is, and how your eyes are just automatically drawn to Dreamcatcher because their hair is so popping and, their outfits are so popping. And I don't like this music video as much as others. Fly High's music video is my absolute favorite.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
but
still.
I think, definitely the styling of this era, I really, really loved. And I was kind of sad that Handong, this is just like the randomest complaint and the stupidest complaint, but she was in a dark closet, so you can't see who it is. Like, come on, maybe add a flashlight or something, because I want to see her beauty. But also it fits well within the concept of having a nightmare and trying to hide and get over that. So I love the choreography. They just somehow managed to capture this group's really, really good skill of powerful dancing and creating really cool shapes and doing really amazing moves that not other girl groups can do, especially the fact that the what part, the first and the second chorus, the choreography changes up, and I think that's just really cool because it's variation and development within the dance. But talking about the song, so I actually feel like this is Dreamcatcher's most uplifting title track song, and that's why I feel like it's a development from past, even though it's completely in minor. The entire time, I feel like it's the most positive.
It's a happy minor song.
Yeah, exactly. It's a happy minor song because they're talking about overcoming this nightmare, and I really, really do appreciate the lyrics because I actually just had my first nightmare in a very, very long time, in years. And I woke up freaking out. I'm this 20-year-old just scared shitless of this horrible thing that just happened in my dreams. And then this song came out and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break free and not be scared by, my nightmare, that type of stuff. Anyways, back to the song. I don't know whether you guys saw this tweet or not, but they said, or even saw a video where Dami mentioned it, but Dami was inspired by Blackpink's Click Clack Bada Bing Bada Boom when she wrote the Tiptoe Ticketa, that part.
Oh yeah, I was wondering where that came from. I was like, such a weird thing.
It's a weird
It's so cool.
realization. Yeah.
Yes, I am obsessed now with rappers like using, just sounds and hard sounds to their advantage.
Yeah, just sort of the staccato nature of it.
Exactly, and going off the staccato nature of the rap, the whole song I felt in the vocals were very, very choppy. Like if you listen to the first verse, please listen to the first verse, everyone. You can, or I mean any of the verses, you can just there's few words, break, few words, break, break. Switch to another member, break. Like it's really, really choppy.
And almost the entire chorus is like, what? Just like a very impactful sort of thing. And I guess it's a question I guess I can pose to everyone here, just because I know some people were just kind of, and myself included, like I usually expect a level of lyricism in my choruses, but I still enjoyed it personally, just because it's sort of, again, the staccato nature of those lyrics sort of line up with the snare hits perfectly in a way. So again, I do appreciate that they incorporate about that, but were you put off by this sort of just repetitive what of the chorus, or was it fine?
If that was just the chorus, I would be put off. But the fact that they have it as the second hook, and the fact that the instrumentals were so slow before and then sped up to make the syncopation more obvious, then I liked it as the post hook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first time I heard it, I thought it was a little too repetitive, but I listened to it again and it was fine. Yeah. That usually is what happens.
Yeah, I think it's that perfect mix of repetitive but catchy.
Yeah.
So it's just get caught in your head and you it's something that you'd stick with. But yeah, I agree with that, Umu, that because there's that part before it that's also part of the chorus, that it's kind of the post chorus type thing. So it makes it better than if it was just that part.
Mm-hmm. Right, and also once you listen hard enough to hear the string rips, then it just adds a little flavor, because behind this super repetitive what we have
there's a level of intricacy going on in the background, so you're not just left with it just bare, which again there's a lot of layering, I believe, to a lot of their songs. So again not all of it might be the most complex, but I think just the way it's arranged is just very well put together.
Exactly.
And again, it's just all of it just adds to the, I guess, the quality, and I guess the just even it plays into the aesthetic and theming of it as well, definitely.
Yeah, I tend to enjoy the song more when I turn my musician ears off, because I feel it's so rhythmically driven, and once I stop trying to analyze it, once I stop trying to be how complex is this, then I'm able to move my body to the hard hits, and I enjoy it so much more. So yeah, compared to past releases, this isn't one of my favorite title tracks, just based on the extreme differences between sections, because in Full Moon we had absolutely no percussion, maybe 2 instrumentals over a really legato line, and then we got so much more energy in the chorus, and this one it kind of just felt hype, but just building up and
definitely.
up.
Have you tried to learn the choreography to this? Because you have to plug that you're in a dance crew at some point. Oh yeah. You have to plug that shit. Come on.
I'm actually performing next week, so I'm gonna film myself and I'll be hey guys, by the way, I'm in a dance crew now. But I really want my dance crew to learn a Dreamcatcher choreography. But my favorite choreography is Chase Me or Good Night. So those are the ones that I want to learn first.
Oh yeah, Good Night. Oh my God. Amazing.
Not Sleepwalking. You have a cool cover you could do with it.
Which I'm recording next weekend, by the way.
Are you? Finally.
Yeah. We were going to record it this weekend, but then Jordan, who was going to be our sound engineer, is out of town for a wedding. So we're oops. Okay. Well, gotta delay it yet another week. Anyways, back to Dreamcatcher. I didn't mention oh wait, no, I already said that. Oh, pre-chorus. Okay, so there's this part. I think this might be 7 seconds.
All right.
Let me. Okay, I'm gonna
Audio listeners, you will be hearing something called music, which you probably have never heard of on this podcast before.
Even though it's all we talk about.
No.
Come on, Uber, you gotta find it. We're gonna get nuked.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Not that part.
Okay. So Dami started singing, da 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 da, right? And the instrumentals are the same exact from before, right? This whole pre-chorus. And then when Yoo-hyun sings it an octave up, da 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 da, the instrumentals actually line up exactly with her attacks in the vocals. And I just think that I didn't notice it before, but I just noticed that like the second time it's more hard hitting because the vocals and instrumentals are punching at the same time, which is wonderful writing in my opinion.
Definitely. Again, it just there's no disconnect between their instrumentals and their vocals whatsoever. I don't think in any Dreamcatcher song, to be honest. And honestly, they do that. All credit has to go to their production team because again, and their writing staff just to be able to put together stuff like this. Like you could half-ass it honestly if it's just K-pop, but no, they went ham in all aspects.
So yeah, if you want to hear Umu talk about that song for 20 minutes, go to her channel. There's a 20-minute...
17 minutes.
Close enough.
Just that song. Okay. Usually our album reviews are like 20 minutes. You talked about one song for 17. Okay, next we have Wonderland. And Dreamcatcher did an R&B song. And it's amazing. I don't know. I just AF.
Lo-fi as fuck.
Lo-fi, yeah. But it's just cool to see them be able to do all these different styles, and the fact that their voices fit like literally everything they do so well. Mm-hmm. Which like the last song on the album is another like example of that. The one thing I do wish, I hope we get a choreo of this, like we did with Sleepwalking, like, because they do their special clip, like, choreos for B-sides, and this needs choreo.
Speaking of which, if they do a dance version of what, I hope it's in that big blue room.
Oh, yeah. It should be.
If you saw, though, they did do, okay. Well, I know that they did a dance practice already.
Yeah, they did the dance practice.
The dance practice, just not a dance version of the music.
Is the dance practice out yet? Because I saw it in their cheer
video. I want it to come out.
And I looked for it.
God, their cheer videos, by the way, and side note, go watch them. They're so funny.
They're so
Especially
great.
For the last one where they're just screaming each other's names into each other's ears. So funny.
I love this so much. Okay. Wonderland.
Go ahead, Andrew. I'm good.
I mean, if you've listened to this podcast, for any stretch of the time, you should know that this is probably gonna be like my favorite because I live, breathe, and eat lo-fi hip hop. So, and R&B. So, again, that's what I really appreciate about it. Again, despite being kind of disappointed by what just sort of, I guess, falling in line with more similar sort of sounds, I do like how in the album tracks, they've even stretching back like to last year, they're not afraid to give them these vastly different songs in terms of concept and almost just emotion in a way where, this is just a lot more sensual and sexy in a way because it's R&B, and oh my god, again, the choreography for this is going to be amazing because it's Dreamcatcher, and I'd love to see them do some different, it calls for a different style of choreography than what they normally do, so I'd love to see them take on that challenge. So yeah, again, I really, I'm a huge fan of groups that aren't afraid to sort of venture out into different genres. So yeah, this is easily like right up my alley.
So like immediately like going into this after what, I was a little jarring in my opinion. However, so I think they probably in order wise, I think they should have swapped the song after this and this one.
Trap.
Yeah, because the beginning of Trap like fits with it with what really well.
Yeah.
So other than that I'm not gonna knock the song for that. Wonderland I thought was really interesting, like starting out with like sort of a lo-fi beat and going into kind of again like R&B type vocal, because like normally we only hear this kind of music from maybe groups like Luna or like some more like indie R&B artists that you have like 300 views
or just solo artists
that we find randomly.
It's very rare that groups do this. It's usually just like a single, like an individual singer that does this type of music.
Yeah, so I was definitely happy to see them like tackle this type of song.
All right, as for me, the rest of the album, if it wasn't Dreamcatcher singing those songs, I wouldn't like the songs. I would just hit skip. Next.
Wow.
Like, I just feel like I'm so happy to see them try these new genres because I'd never guessed that they do so. And they do it really well, but I just feel like it's so R&B. It's very cookie cutter R&B, very cookie cutter reggae. And then the only, like one that throws you a little bit is the trap. But still, it's just like I've heard even spicier chords used in R&B songs. I've heard more interesting instrumentals. Isaac is here. But why I like the songs because it's Dreamcatcher is because of their unique vocal timbres and their phrasing and the vocal vibrato. First, I've been taking vibrato. I forgot that saying. I've been taking advantage of it. I haven't. Whatever. Anyways, I just really freaking love vibrato. And a recent conversation I had with one of the vocalists on this channel is that they talked about in pop music, you don't get much vibrato.
Yeah.
With Dreamcatcher, you do. And that's why I love them so much. And so I'll basically talk about the moments that stood out to me the most in this song. And the very first one is the vocal phrasing and like how, like you said, it's very sexy. And the reason why is because they add in those vocal pinches. And then my favorite part is, I think it's the chorus when they say, hush, 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 over and over. And basically it's just the upper line is A flat, A flat, A flat, A flat, and then resolves down to F. And then the second time it comes back, it's A flat, A flat, A flat, C, and then goes back to A flat. So they change up the top vocal harmony twice.
Yeah.
But then underneath this one note that isn't changing, they're just going down scale-wise and then up. And I'm a sucker for chords that like switch around in inversions, even though they keep the same note the whole time. If they like switch up, then I'm like, ooh, that's tasty.
Yeah, because again, it's just a tiny sort of like bit of intricacy you can add to a chorus so that it's not too repetitive. And again, it definitely, I see that used to, if you're going to transition into a bridge, you can use that note to sort of transition into maybe like a higher key or just like a different key or something like that. So yeah, just playing around with that definitely is a good songwriting sort of technique that we can appreciate.
Exactly. And yeah, last but not least, I don't know whether Love Cherry Motion came up in your guys' minds when you heard this, but right after da 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 da, it's like totally different keys, but it's the same exact rhythm and intervals between the notes in Love Cherry Motion and this song. And so I was just like,
yeah,
Love Cherry Motion, what are we doing?
someone's gonna make a mashup of it.
Please do.
Please make that mashup.
Love Cherry Wonderland. That's gonna completely it's gonna completely fool you into what the song is even more than what Love Cherry Motion did.
God, that'd be amazing.
Okay, do you need to go get Isaac?
Yeah,
he said he was here, so.
So guys, how you doing? We'll just fill the time.
Come check out our Discord if you're here.
Come check out our Discord. It's lit. We probably said it in the beginning of the. We probably said that in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, but we will.
90% of you probably don't know who we are.
And they probably came just for this talk.
Yes, I told them to do a podcast.
Who?
This is truly Daebak.
Hello.
Wait, I should wait.
Mr. Isak.
Can he hear
No,
us?
he cannot. But I'm about to put in a headphone splitter.
Can you hear me now?
Wait.
하지마.
Wait.
No, use these. Use these.
Oh, okay.
Have you listened to the album
But
yet?
he probably hasn't heard these songs at all.
Hi everyone.
He has nothing to say about these songs probably.
No,
I should have fixed the overlay. I'll just fix the overlay in post, right now.
Yeah, you just add people.
Wait.
Just get closer. Okay, anyway, so now we're switching to, is it trap next?
Yeah, we're talking about trap now.
Trap.
Okay, so yeah, like I just said, next is Trap, which to me is a very fitting name for this
It's a
song.
trap.
Because
Cover the Henry song.
it's like, it's a cover of the Henry song, exactly. It's just slower and chill, and then it gets interjected with these random 5 seconds of crazy metal sections, and then the chorus happens and there's just an EDM beat, and I'm really confused, but I love it.
Wait for it. Wait till you hear it.
That's so accurate.
Yeah. Is it? That's what happens in this song, and it's amazing, because, I don't know, I like EDM, I like random heavy metal sections, and I like Dreamcatcher, so.
Nah, I wasn't a fan of it.
No? You didn't like it?
No, because I'm just I'm just like, okay, it's basically like it's like, I don't know, it's like if you're at a restaurant and they show you like this big ass like multi-layer cake and it's like, oh, but first you have to eat like the regular like old meat. I'm just like, yo, why are you showing me this now? So that all I'm thinking about is, wow, that was an amazing like random like metal drop, and then you never go back to it. It's like
you got like cock blocked with the metal part.
You see, it's like, yeah, basically they blue balled me. God damn you, Dreamcatcher. How dare you? Like, granted, like, again, like the EDM parts of the song are fine. They are fine. It's just that I would like that. I've just been waiting for them to just like do like a straight on like full metal thing, and like someone just like doing like some crazy like unclean like screaming vocals, and I just like commit. Just like you have to commit to it at this point, because you've just been teasing us so much. You have to go. It's like 100% or 0% at this point. And I guess maybe it's like it fits in with it. Like it's like, oh, they're trapping you into thinking that it's a metal song, but surprise, it's an EDM song. But I did not like the surprise.
I love it.
So for me, I still love the song overall. But in the beginning when the metal part like came in with the really fast drums and the heavy guitar, I was like, what is going on? Are we getting this? Are we getting this? And no, we're not. Nope. Forget about that. I hope next album we get something that's that heavy.
Yes.
Like, that'd be fantastic. So on to the rest of the song though. I actually thought the beat was pretty good. It didn't seem too trappy, because usually I'm not a huge fan of trap. The overuse of like hi-hats and stuff like that it just ends up being kind of annoying for me. But this was good. I liked the chorus. The chorus I thought was pretty impactful, and overall I thought it turned out pretty well.
Okay, yeah, so this was the only song on the album that threw me for a loop, or threw anyone for a loop. And I love songs that throw you for a loop, period, no matter what genre it is. If it throws me for a loop, I'm like, I'm alive, I'm listening, I'm intrigued. So yeah, so basically it starts like the Goblin OST Stay With Me guitar, because it goes, the OST goes, da da da, wait.
Oh yes.
And then this one has the same exact timbre, not the same rhythm, but both are syncopated, and this one also starts in E flat. I think the two songs might be in the same exact key, but so the Goblin one goes E flat, G, E flat, and then G, C, D, B, A, F, and this one goes E flat, G, so like same interval, but then it goes D and then A flat. So it's just very similar. So I was like, oh, are we gonna do like a Goblin like ballad song? But then the hard rock happened, and I was like,
no, you get blast beats instead.
Wow, well, we
just
are
for like 5
going.
seconds though.
Exactly. And so I think the transitions between the two styles worked pretty well, even though they were pretty sudden.
I do have to say that. Yeah, they did a good job of it. It wasn't too jarring in that sort of sense.
Exactly. And then because of the difference between this more ballad-esque pop, verse with the, harder hitting EDM in the chorus, there was a lot of dynamic change in between the verses and chorus. So I really appreciated that. And then when I was listening really closely to this song, during Dami's rap, there's actually someone's harmonizing, even though she's speaking. Someone's harmonizing on top of her, like actually singing. And then I think Handong actually has like a little vocal thing, or someone has an ad-lib. And then, so I really enjoyed that. And then also the fact that the second time the chorus comes back, they add on a tiny bit, like they add more of a melody, just to the like, one's a one and a trap, that part. They add a lower melody. And then during the bridge, the vocals have like an actual echo. It isn't just reverb, like you hear the words being repeated in the background afterwards. Yeah. And I really liked the nice break from two other yeah.
I can't read your own handwriting. That's why I don't handwrite my notes.
I liked, basically, because the bridge takes totally different instrumentals, it's a nice break from the two other like vibes.
The bridge is more of like a marching beat almost, in a way. Just
with the percussion, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was hella awesome. And then, I don't like this song as much because the chorus relied too heavily on just like a few notes in the high range, and then I didn't feel very hit by the EDM. I just felt like it was like,
yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's pretty subdued. The
and that's what
it.
It felt
I think
subdued.
at this point, in just sort of in the musical landscape, it's just this type of like drop is sort of white noise. At this point, if you're just sort of listening to a lot of different genres of music, so it's not gonna, the impact is lost on us at this point. Whereas like before, maybe when it was more of an original sound, it was more drastic. But yeah,
Yes.
maybe that's what contributed to it. Is just because it's a
Probably.
fairly
It
standard
hurts so
EDM
much.
style drop. Yeah,
Yeah, but I love the verses. Oh,
the verses are great.
voices.
Still.
So good. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, moving on to the final song, which is July 7th, also known as We Promise. And this is a reggae ballad? Question mark? Like, what? Like, where did this come from?
I'm pretty sure Dreamcatcher just has like a wheel, and they're just, or just like a
What
Yeah,
genre
they just
should
threw
we
a
do
darn
that?
on spinning
it's like,
wheels to figure out
what genre should
to
we
do.
put? It's
With
just
our
like
ballad?
like EDM trap with a bit of like metal. The next thing we're gonna get like freaking, I don't know. We're gonna get reggaeton. Or actually, no, that's too close. No, we're gonna get polka.
Tropical
freaking
House
Dreamcatcher.
and Polka. Yeah, Tropical House Polka.
And waltz.
Tropical House
do it.
polka. Yeah, it started right here
But no,
for people.
Yeah, this is like, I actually liked it a lot because, like, we talk about this all the time. Like, every K-pop album has a ballad, especially girl group albums. They all have a ballad. And that gets old when we're listening to 1 to 4
Hundreds.
albums a week and reviewing them. So the fact that they changed it up and had like this reggae vibe to it, like really helped me like the song a lot more.
Exactly. I was just like, when I came to the last song, when I was doing my first listen, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a ballad.
Yeah.
And it's gonna
Yeah,
have
exactly.
rain because like it's celebrating Chuseok
Chuseok
Day, and that's when like it starts raining and stuff. And there's like, well, I Wikipedia'd this.
You
I was like, this is
Wikipedia.
gonna be so ballady and rainy. Nope.
I don't know. Maybe reggae and rain. They still
Yeah.
start with R, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to make connections for that.
I mean, they did include like a rain sample in the song. I think.
Yeah, just a bit. Nate, did you have anything else? Or
No, I'm good.
I mean, if you've listened to this podcast at any point, you know that we always like we fangirl over anything that's like, oh my god, it's like Why So Lonely by Wonder Girls. And because basically, again, we're being robbed of Wonder Girls. We'll take any like cool like reggae songs that come from girl groups. So at this point, I'll take anything. So I did enjoy it though, and again, it really plays to like how much I appreciate the diversity and almost the chameleon like nature in the way that they're able to sort of like seamlessly like enter these different genres and it's still like, okay, that's Dreamcatcher, but and also still like make it fit, and that's very hard to do. I mean, for as much as I rail on about wishing more groups do it, there's a lot of times where they change it, I'm just like, oh, that wasn't good. But yeah, again, there's just something about the way that they're able to adapt both singing style and just sort of maybe the way that they're able to develop these instrumentals that sort of it's something manageable for them despite being such a drastic change from what they're known for. So yeah, those are basically my thoughts.
It's a cover of the Red Velvet song "What Are These Nights" because that's the Korean version or the Korean name of
The Korean name is July 7th.
yeah. Chiwolok
No,
Oh,
yeah.
very different.
I didn't
Nah, I'm
realize
just
the
kidding,
Korean
but,
name of that song on Red Velvet was.
yeah.
Minus jazz chords.
No,
and
it's not actually a cover.
It's not really.
We-
it's just a running gag.
That's our joke that our running
Everything's
joke
a cover.
that anytime
Anything
a
with the same
song's
title.
named the same as a different song, it's a cover because that happens so much in K-pop.
Right.
Anyways, with this, like Nate was saying, like we get so many ballads. We've kind of become, I guess, numb to them a little bit, to the point like back like when we first started and like releases, we'd be like, oh, it's a ballad, nothing.
That's all.
A
That
lot
was
of
our only
times it was
comment on the song.
It's a ballad. That's the first truly
Because
Daebak shirt.
a lot of them become kind of samey, but this one, you know, the jazz, you know, tinge to it definitely helped it a lot. You know, I like the, you know, running sort of I don't know what do you call that? Yeah, basically.
It's like a marimba.
Yeah. So
You guys need to tell us.
add
We
a
don't
little
know the
freshness to it.
It's the reggae beat. The
Yeah,
reggae
yeah,
beat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I
The
call it.
reggae beat TM.
Trademark. Yeah, exactly.
You done?
Yep.
Jacob? Okay. So, fun fact, this is the same exact key as their song Lullaby. So after I finished listening to the song, Lullaby just popped into my head and I was like, wait. And then I like broke out my TE Tuner app, which has like a tone generator, and I was like, oh my god, they're both in G major! And the reason why I was able to recognize that they're both the same key is because some of the melodies in this song have the same like leap and a few notes under the same exact chord that Lullaby has, even though they're in completely different styles. And I was just like, oh my god, wow. It's so amazing that they're able to sound so different throughout different styles, and just like even changing up, you know, how they sing melodies and stuff. But other than that, yeah, I just marked down very reggae. And
reggae.
I love the sometimes flat 3. I think they only hit flat 3 because since this is in G major, basically it goes 1, 2, natural 3, 4, 5, 6 of 1. But they threw it in a little bluesy note with flat 3 when I think it was Han-dong was singing, or no. That's a separate note. Never mind. But yeah, it goes. It might have been hand-on, but yeah, just in the bridge and in the very first verse, they hit on like a na-na, and I'm like, oh, spicy.
Yeah.
And then I love how this song highlights Han-dong's and Gahyun's singing, because we don't hear much of their vocals just by themselves clear for more than 2 beats.
Yeah, because again, we were talking about, the instrumentals are fairly heavy in most of their title tracks, whereas this is just, there's barely anything. Yeah, like the instrumental is so bare, so it does definitely stand out more in terms of vocals.
And the fact that Han-dong's and Gahyun's vocals, I think, are some of the most distinct and beautiful timbres in K-pop in general. So I just want to hear more of them. Because it's such dark. Han-dong has a dark tone, and Gahyun is like right in the middle. Like I imagine her voice to be like bluish gray, and then Han-dong's is like golden brown. That's how I imagine their voices. And I just, their voices are so beautiful. And
you're connecting with Jacob's synesthesia.
Oh, I do that all the
Well,
time, 'cause
I don't
have no
have
idea how to
synesthesia,
talk about
but-
music, so I'm just
So he
like,
compares it to like visuals and stuff.
I see.
yeah, because I'm a digital arts major, so like I have like more visual stuff, I guess, at my disposal. So yeah.
I really want synesthesia. I think it's the coolest thing. But yeah, basically, this entire song, like I said, it's just, I feel like it's typical reggae. Like it has the same bass sound that almost all reggae songs have, and the rhythms are ones that almost all reggae songs have. And the harmonies are very easy until at some of the ends of the phrases during the verses, they have like an actual chord. And it's so beautiful. Because you have like a person singing, and then maybe someone comes on top with thirds, parallel thirds, and then you have this chord, like either a 7th chord, or they might have gone into a 9th chord. And it's just like a flare of beautifulness once in a while. And then, like I already said, there's like that flat 3 during the bridge, just adding in just like a hint of sadness, which may be text painting, since during the bridge, at first you hit natural 3 and then it goes to flat 3 and you end on that. So it may be talking about the falling rain, since the melody fell. Wow.
God, Jacob, you're getting outdone here, man. You gotta step this shit up.
But yeah, those are my thoughts.
You're good? Okay, so now we just got our ratings. We'll say
You're not going to talk about the instrumentals?
Well, we don't talk about the instrumental
The
because
Well, I
instrumental
have
is
a few
amazing.
things.
if you
We were
ask,
listening
I mean,
to it in
it's,
the car last night, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my god,
the
this still goes
instrumental's
hard.
great. But we usually don't talk about it
We
because
just talk
it's
about
just the
the
instrumental version. We talk
just
about the
talk about
instrumentals in the
Right. Well, like,
Alright,
listening to the
go.
instrumental version helps me pick out more things, since like everything is more obvious. Like, you can hear the string movement so much better during the chorus.
Yeah.
And during the pre-chorus, when they add in that single violin solo, I really wish it went up one more note, or not one more note, leap. I think it would go up like a third. I wanted it to go from C sharp to D sharp to F sharp, but it didn't. Instead, they decided to have like a break of silence. They like cut off all instrumentals before they could have like a hard, hitting chorus. But they just leave it kind of unresolved. And it would have been so beautiful
That's
if
like
we
the
just had
story
one
of
more
K-pop
story.
songs, though.
But this one would have been. I mean,
that's the first freaking like that's the first React to the K t-shirt. It did resolve.
I mean, it still wouldn't resolve because I believe this song is in G sharp minor, and I wanted it to go to the 7th because it ended on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and it ended on the 5th. Wait, what's 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ended on. What is that? What is it?
G sharp minor.
G sharp minor, and it ended on a D sharp.
Oh, it's the 5th.
5th. It ended on the 5th, and I wanted it to go to the 7th. Okay, thank you. My brain is slowly dying.
It's okay, we're almost done.
But yeah.
Anything else on the instrumentals?
During the what part, you can hear the instrumentals are actually harmonizing the vocals.
Yeah.
So like you're going what in the vocals, but it's ha 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 in the instrumentals, and yeah, okay, that's it.
Yeah, I did like that part, and for sure, like the fact that it basically sounds like they're singing the part, even though it's just the instrumentals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another thing about the instrumental is it's definitely super effective because like on the way back from Hyuko last night, me and Andrew were listening to the album like on loop. Just like 3 times, like 5 times probably actually, but we'd listen to the instrumental and like we could just sing along to it over the instrumental. So that means that just goes to show how it's just like it's effective at just on its own, I guess.
Yeah, it's a super catchy instrumental, just period. Sans vocals even.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do our ratings. So for me, give it a 6 out of 6 for music. I loved every song on the album. I still don't think Dreamcatcher's put out a bad song. But I only gave it a 2 out of 3 for styling. I didn't give them a 10 out of 10 the first time. But no, yeah, I gave it a 2 out of 3 for styling because I was a little disappointed about the whole budget for the MV and just how, I don't know, it didn't match. It didn't reach the heights that the Nightmare MVs have. But I still like the choreo a lot, and like you said, the styling and stuff's great too. I still love their use of a uniform album cover and styling. Like they all look so good on a shelf together, and they're keeping with that. And if they ever change that, I'm gonna be so upset.
0 out of 10.
Yeah, 0 out of 3 for styling. You change the cover styles. And 1 out of 1 for bias, obviously, because Dreamcatcher. So a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I actually gave it the same score. Despite my sort of reservations with the trap, I still enjoyed the song. It's just I'm just so heartbroken. It was a trap.
The metal song
it's a trap. It's like basically that's like the only complaint, I guess. And again, variety is the spice of life, and it's literally like what I look for. Again, I don't know why I look for variety so much in K-pop when literally everyone that's a K-pop fan is like, keep doing this same thing for the next 15 years of my life, basically. So yeah, I got into the wrong business, basically. But again, that's why I do appreciate the variety that Dreamcatcher brings to the table, and the fact that they're still one of the most unique groups in all of music, period. Like nobody's ever combining like pop music and metal and like rock in this sort of manner.
And girl groups.
And girl groups, yeah.
Girl groups.
Yeah, that's a huge factor in it. So that's why I gave them a perfect score for music. Concept, again, 2 out of 3. Again, it's just it just didn't blow me away in a visual scale or choreographically as I've seen before, but it still did a good job of conveying the message and the sort of emotions that they were trying to bring through the song. And obviously, I'm gonna give them a bias point. So yep, 9 out of 10.
I gave the same score as well. So for like 6 out of 6 for music, but it's just because the way
gonna give it like a 5 out of 10.
the way I basically based the music score off of is how many of the songs I really liked and would listen to, like on my MP3 player, aka my phone at this point. Yeah, so
not 20 million years old.
Yeah.
And still use an iPod.
Yeah. I mean, I did use an iPod till like 2 years ago, but anyways.
I used a Zune.
Yeah, no. Zune fam.
No.
Zune fam.
No. Anyways. Yeah, I can listen to any of these tracks on any given point, and I would never skip it. So 6 out of 6 there. I also gave 2 out of 3 for concept, just because they didn't really go into the whole like story aspect of the music video and stuff like they did in the past. So, well, they did, but not really as much, I guess. It was more like just standard music video. That being said, I did really like the visuals that they did, even though it was sort of a lower budget. Like, the part where Yoo-hyun is like pinned against the bed, like on the ceiling or whatever, it's like... That was pretty cool. And then
well, it's like she lays down, they flip the camera up. Oh my Kevin. It's okay, Kevin was on the podcast before.
And then also the blue like water sort of box set that we talked about before. I really like the way that looks. Honestly, bring the box sets back. Like,
You want more SM boxes?
Yeah, everybody used to complain about it, but honestly, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I think
I
they're
don't
cool. You can be really creative with them anyway, so yeah. Also, I love that they, like Uma was talking about, like they embrace more of like individuality with their like fashion and clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, certainly 2 out of 3. And then obvious bias point because I feel that's more of a 9 than an 8 in my book. So.
Okay. Yeah, I did 4 out of 6 for music. I didn't go as hard as I did for Vix because I felt like Vix fell even harder with the easy listening, simple, generic songs. But I don't know. There's just something about these songs that I think I will always enjoy. I don't know that I'm going to get tired of them or not. I don't know if I'm going to skip them or not. And then I did a 3 out of 3 for the choreography, styling, the music video, and album art because I feel like they did a really good job with the money that they did have. I loved every single shot other than the fact that you can't see hands-on. I loved their outfits and their hair and how the choreography, they constantly keep switching up the person in the middle so everyone has an equal time to shine except Shion gets like the number 1 time to shine.
Well, I mean,
main
for obvious reasons, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment that Han-dong gets us a lot. She's creeping up my bias list like intensely.
I mean, aren't you basically...
Gahyun keeps wrecking me recently.
I mean, aren't you basically like best friends with Dreamcatcher at this point since you're like, hey, they're looking at your camera, so that means we're friends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're best friends with my camera. I don't know about me.
But, I mean, that's how it works, right? If you make eye contact with a K-pop star, you're automatically BFFs.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely how
that means
it
I'm
works.
BFFs with Tiffany.
Okay, so everyone, that means you have to make eye contact with Umu, and then she'll be your best friend. If you ever see Umu in public.
And then I gave a 1 for bias, so it's 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay, so you didn't screw it up entirely.
Yeah, luckily with the 3 out of 3
Daebak.
It is a truly Daebak album. It rounds up to a 9. Although I think even if you give it a 2 out of 3, it still would have rounded up to a 9.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right.
But yeah, so it gets a shiny seal of approval. And yeah, that's our review of Dreamcatcher. Jacob, you wanna outro the show?
So this is weird because
this is the first topic.
We're recording
this is
it first,
the first topic,
but it's
we're
the
giving
end
it
of
to
the
you
show.
last. Anyways, thanks for listening this week. Join our Discord. It's mucho lit. Just ignore that part. Anyways,
ignore a lot of things we're gonna say. Well,
they're all random inside jokes. Anyways, thanks for listening. Listen next week. My Red Velvet album and light sticker unboxing will be up soon. TM. Listen next week.
Do you have Nate? Do you have any unboxings or anything else, or?
I don't have any planned. Not right now.
Yeah,
I guess I could do Uju Sonya.
Maybe. Yeah.
I have all 3 of them coming, so.
I've got nothing. I don't have any more concerts after Hyoko because I have to save money for Korea. So I've got a blank slate. Umu, what is on the React to the K channel over the next 2 weeks or so, or whatever you want to plug?
A special guest. I interviewed and talked to a K-pop songwriter named Andreas Oberg. He's composed songs for EXO, Red Velvet, VIX. TV. No, he didn't do TVs. He did Super Junior, Shiny. Oh My Girl, Twice. He's done a lot of shit, but that's coming up soon. And then also Pianist reacting to that piano cringe challenge that I posted. That's coming. And then the intro video for all the new people and all the people in general on my channel will be coming. And Isaac's gonna be doing doing an unboxing live stream, and he's gonna
really?
fanboy about his G-Friend obsession. And I'll probably do like unboxing or live stream or something because I got both Dreamcatcher albums. This is the first time I've actually delved into getting both versions.
You're gonna be that person for Dreamcatcher.
Hey, welcome to me. I do that with Dreamcatcher and every IOI branch. So
See,
it's a lot.
I do that with AKB48 and other groups. I do that with J-pop.
Nice.
Because I'm crazy, so I think that's everything, right?
Yep.
Wait, did they want to say hi? Did Isaac and...
Hey, Kevin, Isaac, come over here.
Kevin can
Come
say
over
hi.
here. You've been making all this noise now. Now you can make noise on camera.
We're not gonna...
It sounds like they're just
basketball.
murdering everything.
Yeah, they're murdering everyone.
Hey
Say
man,
bye.
I missed that
Tell him.
ox tongue.
Can you guys? Yeah, the ox tongue was the best.
Yes.
I can't
that's
hear
what-
that.
Hashtag more ox
Oh
tongue.
yeah, we need that.
We were
Hashtag
saying
more ox
we,
tongue.
we agree with the
Oh my
ox
gosh, I
tongue.
can hear you guys.
But we're outshoring our episodes. Do you guys
Wait.
want to say bye?
Do you guys want to do searching together?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll probably
If
see
I
it tonight.
watch it
TM.
eventually.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds good.
But we're
do it.
gonna say bye for you?
Yeah. This
No,
is
we'll
the
all
whole
say...
episode.
No, we're all... Wait, do you want them to say stay creamy?
Yeah.
Yes, you guys have to
Kevin,
say stay creamy.
Stay creamy.
Stay creamy. Stay creamy. Stay creamy. Dish.
There you go. That's it.
That's the show.
Stay creamy, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Should we even rate this next album? We should just
Oh,
say. right off the
I
bat,
just
we think
wrote
it's
it was
10 out of
clear
10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, exactly. There's no point.
That's why we're reviewing it like 3 years later, is because it's 10 out of 10,
exactly.
so, yeah. Anyways, I guess from here we're gonna be moving into our review of Wonderland, which is the only.